This episode of the Smart Dumb Podcast has been brought to you in part by Audacity Magazine. Audacity Magazine and Events has been amplifying young professionals and small businesses for the last 5 years. If that describes you, then I invite you to get an Audacity subscription, aka join the Audacity team. You can enjoy benefits that include 2 events a month, whether virtual or in person in Atlanta, bi-weekly power hours that serve as accountability as well as brainstorming sessions, entry into a WhatsApp group chat of fellow entrepreneurs, free shipping on merch, and a free entry into the fetch list, which, yes, is a nod to Mean Girls and no, not a reference that I personally understood. The fetch list is, however, a directory accessible by those who are tapped in with Audacity, which means it can help you find your next customer. Now, I think it's safe to say that 5 years of anything can never be sufficiently covered in one ad. So, to learn more, visit audacitymagazine.org. And to inquire about advertising across their different platforms, email Audacity Magazine Online at gmail.com. That's Audacity MAG online at gmail.com.
Ain't nothing worse than a smart dumb.
Hey yo! Hey yo! Hey yo! Hey
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Smart Dumb Podcast. Once again, appreciate any and everybody tuning in. And today, I am joined by a runner of owner of an organization, nonprofit organization, an artist, and a very just positive and major supporter of the arts and poetry community around this area. So I'd like to welcome Jarrett to the show.
Hey, hey.
All right, definitely appreciate you joining. How you feeling?
I feel extremely nervous. If you can't tell, my hands are sweating. I'm trying to keep them down. I'm excited because I'm talking to one of the greats,
That's it.
and I'm definitely honored. I've watched most, if not some, of your videos to try to get a gist of it, and they got me way more nervous because I was watching Inks, and I was like, yeah, I'm not that cool. I don't got all that. I don't go to all these shows. I wish I could. I'll pop up on all of them. Because as you said before, I'm a huge fan. I go to shows first before I perform, and that's how it all started. I was a fan of Amuche's, and she was like, "You should go up there." I'm like, "Nah, I'm not behind y'all. No, I will not." So Tyrita, she actually convinced me to go up for her anniversary, and I was like, "Why not?" It was a beautiful vibe, and the energy that you get up there is intoxicating for real, for real. Like, it's something that you've never felt before and something you're never gonna get anywhere else. So it was definitely an honor to be a part of this community and to come up here and talk to you. So I'm excited.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So there y'all go. I mean, that's just the energy you get pretty much every time. So yeah, definitely humbled. I appreciate that. Yeah, shout out Tyrita. Definitely, I made it over to one of those shows and performed there, and absolutely, that was one of those. That was one of those communities and audiences that's just super supportive from the beginning to the feature to from the newest person to vets. It was just a great scene to be a part of for sure. And then shout out to Muche. I
Yeah,
definitely just shared a feature with her. Like she's just always, again, another great person and talented artist. So, yeah,
yeah, it's exciting to definitely watch them grow.
yeah,
It's very, very motivating to see like where they came from and how far they're going. Now she got her own candle making workshops, and Amuche's an author, and
yeah,
it's just so cool to watch them to see how far you can get with just the community supporting you and the belief that they have in you and how far it can push you.
yeah,
So
man.
it's definitely, yeah, it's nice. It's nice. You out here with your podcast, and I'm like, okay. Ink with all her gear. Every single video I see with someone performing, they got her jersey on. And
Right.
I'm like, goals.
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's fire, right? No, solid individuals. Because I mean, yeah, the talent is cool, but like the quality of the person definitely matters, and that's
Yeah,
really the key to like when we see that we're behind that person, we're supporting them, pushing them, all that stuff. And yeah, as the creator, because we'll have our ups days and then our more down days, we don't feel like doing nothing, but that encouragement definitely helps a lot of those iffy days or those in between days where it's make a decision. Do I try to make some progress or just, what am I
yeah, stay
even doing?
stagnant.
Why am I doing this? Who cares? Like we get those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the days you feel like no one's listening,
Right.
you got your team like, girl, you better not stop.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing, So we appreciate, individuals like you who do that, and it's dope that even in your journey, you've been receiving that same energy. So, I guess when did you start writing, even if you weren't performing yet?
Unfortunately, I was always one of those doodlers in high school or middle school, and because I was always done with my homework or done with my work early, and I have a problem with talking. And so the principal knew me way too well. So I was always in charge of like writing on boards or writing little notes. So it was exciting to like calligraphy was always like my vibe. I'm a cursive type of kid. Like I know that's not a thing, showing my age, but I was always writing in cursive, and something about poetry was it was written so beautifully. Like it was the words itself, the way the stanza, like not like a haiku, but there's some poetry that's stationed to like make art, like a flower. I don't know what it's called, but like you can
Okay.
write a
Yeah.
poetry about a flower,
Mhm.
but in it will look the words will be in the shape of, and like that alone, the way people move words and the way people can move people with those words was it was something I've always wanted to try out. So I was always doodling, and then I wrote, not to be morbid, the poetry for like my family's obituaries and whatnot. So the old people was hyping me. They was like, "Oh, that's great." So my grandma thought I was a rapper. So she was like, "I like your little raps you got around," and then she would like put them together and like try to reread them to me and do all the embarrassing. It was nice. It was nice to be heard a little bit. So that vibe. And then I got older and walked into a bus boys one day, and they were going at it, and I was like, "Oh, this is it." Walked up there, performed like 6 years pre-COVID, and I was like, "Oh, this is great," but I don't know anyone here. I'm never doing this again. I'm just gonna come to support. So one day I came, and that's when I ran into a Muche, and it was history from there. Now I'm out here making shirts and thinking I'm somebody. It's crazy.
And you are, and we go. I'll let you. I'll let you get some of these self-deprecating comments out. I think we hit our quota. Like now, you want to
Good
you
night.
here, you belong. You know what I mean? To your point, you said calligraphy. It's called a calligram, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, I had to,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah,
yeah, that was
yeah.
I had to look that up real quick. So yeah, I think that's what it is. Just it's also says concrete poetry, but yeah, calligram. So yeah, those are that's a dope blend of the written art and then the visual art. So I think
Yeah,
that's a real good, real nice concept. Yeah, but no, see, I see it. This is why we ask these type of questions because I figured you was just saying like last year, 2 years ago was the first time you got up and performed, but you had done it years ago. It's just from that one you were like, okay, check that off, check that
yeah. I
off
was like,
my.
oh, off the bucket list.
Right, we good,
That
we
was
done.
cool.
Right, right. So definitely glad you circle back to it, and all that. But of course, but I also do like for people to know that being a supporter is a very important piece. I mean, we can write all day, but we don't have nobody listening. It's just an echo chamber. So people,
That part is like if a tree fall, does it make noise?
exactly, exactly. So it's like yeah, people, they do it. It's a common go to. Well, I mean, I don't do what y'all do, but it's like nah, but y'all are doing, what you're doing is very important as well and very appreciative, which is why, a lot of us also make sure that we're showing love to other artists just as much. as we might create the art that gets that. So it's all, yeah, it's a circle of support, circle of life, but yeah, circle of support, and just kind of keeping the engine moving and all that. So personally, like, where are you from?
I was born in Texas and raised in Mississippi,
Okay.
but the school system down there wasn't up to my mama's liking. So every
Mhm.
time school year started, I was back up here in Maryland.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
But
but she
like,
ain't like staying still either. So I went to about 12 elementary schools, 10 high schools. I was around.
okay, all
So if someone's like, "I know your face," I was like, "Probably do."
right.
It's been places.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay, so by the time it was like some of the, yeah, middle school to, well, actually all, so pretty, it seemed like all of K through 12 you were spending quite a bit of time back up in the Maryland area.
Yeah,
Okay.
mostly. I'm
Okay.
sorry, my kid's acting a fool.
All good. All good. All right, so about what time, I mean, would you say, since childhood, like would you say like,
I would
as far
say
as being
since childhood,
okay.
definitely since childhood, because my mama's side of the family was always in Virginia.
Okay.
So yeah, so she had this vibe of staying close to the family.
Right.
And my father's side is always in Mississippi. They still in Mississippi right now.
Hmm.
So like if I wanted to go back in Mississippi and spend 24/7 down there, I could.
Right.
But then I'm gonna be down there and I'm gonna swell up down there. They don't stop cooking. So I had to
Go
come back
Fiji.
up here. My mama up here. So I've been back and forth basically my whole life.
Okay. All right. That's
Yeah, when I get too excited, it sounds like I've been in Texas forever though. So I'm trying to keep the accent to a minimum.
I see. I would hear you right. I would. This is a safe space. You see where I went to school down in Florida. I grew up in North Carolina. Like if
We
that,
don't, we don't, we don't talk about Florida is not one of us. They are not like
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
us.
You're not about to get me to argue because I'm gonna tell you, I love my school. I can't stand Tallahassee, and I don't rock with Florida. So it's like that. Yeah.
They different creatures. They like Baltimore. Like they might be in the South, but
But yeah,
they
not the
somewhere
song.
else.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, listen, absolutely no argument. Yes, you right. You right. So,
And your
but yeah,
party different. I'm proud of you for making it back to
for escaping.
us.
Nah, that's funny. Yeah, no. Shout out fam all day, but nah, I ain't no Florida. Yeah, I'm definitely not a Florida fan. So I get that. I get that. But yes, if the accent pops out, it's a safe space. You know what I mean? That was that's where we at with it. So, what were older original? Yeah, what were older poems about? Like, what's a common subject and even common, your style?
Basically, since I was a child, questioning like the existential concept of life.
Hmm.
Like, why am I here? Why is everybody here? What's the point of this? Why am I going to school? I don't want to do this. My parents are the worst. Like, all the basic teenager nonsense. It was extremely corny. I call it cat in the hat poetry because I had to do the rhyming. I had to rhyme. It had to
Right.
be blue shoe. You knew it was definitely a island boy type vibe. But
Mm.
that's why I think that's why she called me a rapper. It was
Okay.
it was no soul in it for her. I just wanted to like put some words down.
You just doing it anyway. I don't like it. So, I
Because
don't
it's
think
better now.
I don't
It's
think
better now. It
yeah,
got it
okay.
got more mature when I got
Okay.
to high school. Like when I was in love and all of that.
Right.
Yeah, it's all about the heartbroken, what I could do for you, girl, marry me nonsense. It was love notes back then.
Right, 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 right. Was it
Yeah,
still was it still heavily rhyme focused?
definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I try to get off of it now. I tell
Right.
I tell the people that read my because I can't proofread my own
Hmm.
reading because I still read it the way I would want it to be said. So
Okay.
I would need someone else to read it.
Right.
So when they read it, and I was like, does it sound like that? Because I just swear I'd just be out here rhyming. I needed to rhyme. But you guys just be up there flowing like a story. That's the vibe. Once
Hmm.
I get there, that's the goal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe what you call it what you said it called?
Deprecating.
Self-deprecating
Yeah.
statements. Once I get to the like John Legend of it, like the
Mhm.
ooh, the suave vibe,
Yeah.
then I'll be like, yeah, I want
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, don't have to be out here worrying about this and that person. Like your style, your version, your method, and your journey to get into it. Like that matters.
Right, right.
Like,
Says from one of the highest Casanovas. But right, right, right.
and you know what? And thank you. And even still, right. And that's right. And so when m- I like to be very open about that journey. I didn't just wake up and get to where y'all here, these days. Like it wasn't, there was a lot of needs work, okay, it has potential. Like there was a lot of that over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
You in the mirror like, ooh, move. I gotta write that down.
right. Right. So yeah, as you continue, it sounds like what was okay, so it's like yeah, Mood and Tyrita, inspired you to get back out there again. What was it about the more recent experience that said, "Oh, not only did I try it, but I like this." And we're gonna continue whenever I feel like, doing my
Yeah.
performances. I'm willing to like I ain't cross it off the list again this time.
More so the community.
Hmm.
It's like even if they're not there, it still feels welcoming. So like even if I don't go, because I used to solely go to just those two
Hmm.
people's events,
Hmm.
like just those two people.
Hmm.
And then I realized like I'm missing out on a lot of other experiences, like other people, like other vibes. I've been to the what's it called? Smoking word?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. And I didn't want to go because I don't like going to places alone, especially like to places like that because I want to be like, did you hear that? It was great.
Right.
But it was definitely even if you come alone, you don't feel alone type of
Mhm,
vibe.
mhm,
So
mhm.
it was growing into my own, I'm okay being here without them being here. Yeah,
Right.
I didn't need their. I don't want to say holding my hand because I don't want them to be watching. It's like, oh, I never hold your hand. But like, they definitely was them being there made it feel safe,
Yeah.
and the community itself grew into a safe space. So that made it easier to keep coming back without them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great. And yeah, I think, a lot of people can feel that way about these communities nearby because at this point, it's the DMV, it's the Baltimore crowds, which are not the same community.
Yeah,
It's Philly. I've seen Jersey, New York, right? So it's like, yeah, a lot of this Northeast, and I can say I definitely feel a good vibe personally, and it's really unfortunate that that's not everybody's experience.
yeah.
We
I was
definitely,
definitely out for a little bit. I
yeah,
had I had a little hiccup,
yeah, yeah,
and that's I think that's why I'm a little nervous to come back around. Like, but it's more so if you put yourself out there and some people don't like you, you have to be okay with not being liked. Like, even if some poetry don't hit and
right,
you don't hear no mms or no, you got to be okay with being true in what you gave
right,
and knowing that you gave your all. Because there's sometimes you step out here and you get crickets, and you're like, "Dang, don't nobody like me? I'm gonna go home." Or you say something about someone's art that they don't, saying that don't rub in the right way because we sensitive about our stuff.
right,
And since
absolutely,
it is a very small but big community, you feel like, "Dang, I can't go talk to them because they don't like me," and you're like, "Oh man." But as soon as you get out of that mindset, it's definitely easier. But I can see how it'll be hard for some people because there is visual click.
hmm,
So it's easy to feel like, oh, I can't go over there because
right,
they know them and they know them. And you're like, but they don't like me. I don't want to go up there. And they're like, oh, I ain't cheering for you. You don't like my homeboy. And you're like, oh man, yeah. But it's other than getting out of your own head, it's a very welcoming community. So
yeah,
anyone who doesn't feel like that, they should come to me and I'll be like, girl, stop playing.
right.
They
There
were
you
just
go.
sensitive that day. We saw.
There you go. And it's like, yeah, and you might even, and there might be that small group or that one or two people that somebody's experience is like that. But the beauty is there's a lot of different, not necessarily, there are people that gravitate towards each other, but a lot of them aren't actually clicked. Like this isn't high school in the cool
Yeah.
club and like looking you up and down, like why are you here? It's like usually in a lot of those situations, like that's somebody's gonna welcome you in. So Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, somebody's first experience just isn't so because you can't do nothing about that. That first impression means something. So if it's like
Yeah,
a
it's heavy.
terrible first impression, that's an uphill battle. You know what I mean? And I get that, but hopefully, people give that. If you get that second or third chance, I'd be shocked if the second or third time they're like, "Nah, I had nothing redeeming. I ain't see
That
nothing,
part.
nobody to follow up." You know what I mean? But we acknowledge that
Yeah.
it's not all, daisies for everybody every time. You
Yeah, and it's not that easy since the concept of art is bearing your soul.
right,
Is sharing parts of you that you've accessed that you haven't really seen or understood before. You just
right.
kind of more so get it out there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's easy to feel attacked if you're already that open and vulnerable.
Right. Yeah. It's a very vulnerable space. It's like opening the shell and like direct access to the weak point.
Yeah.
It's understandable. I understand the hesitation. As far as as far as reaction, crowd reaction, I mean, this is a conversation I've had with other, fellow poets who've been doing this, and even, my OGs have instilled also, like, you don't get the reaction every time, everywhere, on every, right at the line that
Hmm.
you feel like was the one popping. And so it's two things on that one. I've been in a situation where the one I thought was gonna hit, it didn't. It surprised me, and then two lines later, something I thought was like cool is like, oh my god, like that one got the visual and the reaction. You got to stop and all that, and it's like, so it's again, it's that kind of turning into a game, turning into journey. Like, what is it that is gonna get the actual reaction, but also the beauty of the visual. I'm sorry, the beauty of the digital age is that you're not just confined to the people that you shared it with right there.
Hmm.
And so you can get one reaction in that area and then go put it on social media, on a story, on a post, and now you have a whole new set of fans, somebody that wasn't in town or doesn't live out there, and they, turn out to be one of your biggest supporters. So it's like you don't
Yeah.
just stop at the number of people you in that night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely like the versatility of it.
Yeah.
Because who is my favorite? Um, I call him Mr. Lyrics, Messiah. He
Oh,
has
get on my side. Yeah,
actually
yeah,
you too, because y'all are nerds. And Nerd the Poet, y'all have parts in your poetry that I don't want to call it bold, but it's like if you're not in that sort of community, like if you're not a gamer or if you're not like an anime person, you're not gonna get that
yeah.
line.
Right,
And the fact that you guys still put it out there, I'm like, I like that about you. Because 85% of the room might not get it. And you're like, I don't care. These two
right.
people over here might.
Right.
And
It's like,
I
oh,
like
right.
because I'm over here trying to get every line to be universal.
Yeah,
And that's unrealistic. You know what
nah,
I'm saying? That's
right,
not real.
right, right,
So
right,
I like the versatility in you guys' art.
right.
That's really cool.
Right. No, I appreciate that. And I respect, yeah, and I like that too. It's like this is what I do. This is one thing that you do, and it's like, all right, is it the way to go about it? Not necessarily. That's cool, but you have the awareness as well. So it's like, yeah, everything ain't gotta be perfect. And even just that, even just the acknowledgement, and you didn't insult yourself this time, so I really like that. You know what I mean? So
I'm
yeah,
working on it. I'm
yeah,
working on
yeah,
it.
we working. Yeah, right, right. Baby steps. We like that. So for
Yeah.
sure, though, I know that's that, and I think that properly describes those other two. Like sometimes I'm like, this can really be understood by one person, and I'm okay. Actually, it could be understood by nobody. Like sometimes I do write in code and perform, a very, very, very specified message just because in 3 to 4 minutes of poetry, everybody would have got it. Would have been something abstract for the nerds, something for the sports, something for just the whole crowd. Something a crazy statement to make you put down your fork real quick. You know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
what is that?
right?
Look
What is
that
that?
up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. That too. Right, right. If you got to hop on and do some, look it up or write it down now and come back later. Like I'm with
Yeah.
all that. I'm with all. That's my version of universal. It's like different. So like everybody got something, but back to first and foremost. it was what did I feel like I should share and what did I want to share more so than
Yeah,
the entertainment piece of it. Like that comes along with it, you know what I mean? So yeah. So I appreciate that you even, that you kept letting me come back to your artistry this much. But hopefully, if we transition to this foundation, it's like I'm definitely looking to hear more about it, and hopefully it's something that you're more than happy to dive into. So it is the Agape Foundation.
most definitely. People call it the Agape Foundation, and it makes me giggle. I was like, oh, I
Right.
don't know how to type it to make it sound like agape. Like if I'm on TikTok and people say agape, and I'm like, oh, I want to fix it, but even no matter how I type it, you're still gonna say agape.
Right. It's
But it's definitely one of them things where I'm like, you gotta look it up, man.
right. It's
Oh,
like
you gotta
right.
look it up.
Right.
But
At best, that whole phonetic spelling thing, like, so you gotta, I mean, agape is agape, so you gotta write it like that.
I
But
know,
like
right? I was like, ah.
that little parentheses where you're like the I and the guy or whatever, like where you show them
Yeah,
how
like
to.
oh, or you
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
yeah. No, don't change the name. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like
Oh
it's
yeah, no, I'm not the phonetic part. Like when I try to
yeah,
like type it, I'm like, no, but it
yeah.
sounds like
Right,
this.
right, right. That's it. That's
Yeah,
after that, in a video or two, you know what I'm saying? Which I feel like you already do, like put the name in every video over there. Like outside of that, they was going like some people are going to find a way to mispronounce. Like some,
yeah,
it don't matter
always.
what you do. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, my name could be Chad, and they call me Cad.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
people are different.
They're just gonna get out there. So what was the origin? Like when did this start and what was the motivation?
I don't even know how to say like when it started for real. I've always wanted to be someone that I don't want to say sacrifice myself for other people. But when I was younger, I always wanted to be in the military because that's all my mama talked about.
Hmm.
And I was like, I don't want to say the easiest way to make her proud, but if anybody know, having a black mother is very hard to please. So I tried a lot. And I was like, wait a second, this army thing, I can do that. I want to be a firefighter. So like I could definitely be in the military. So I joined that and then I realized there's people that say they want to help people and they get into positions to help people. But when it comes down to actually helping people, they will never be able to put themselves aside. And
Hmm. Wow.
I've met actual genuine people outside the military, like when I was homeless and when I was just out here trying to find myself more so. Cause when my friends like, you want homeless man, you was on my couch. But I was like on the couch for 2 weeks and then like on the backseat of the car for another 2 weeks. So I was like, it was definitely a transition. But meeting the type of people I met when I was homeless, meeting the people that had literally nothing but willing to give everything,
Hmm.
it reminded me of the feeling I had when I joined. It was the wanting to help people, wanting to be the person someone could run to when they felt like no one was around.
Yeah.
So agape is basically God's unconditional love. And like my mom was insane. Like she's delusional. Like, but I've realized growing up that I can't really blame her for her flaws
Hmm.
because she wasn't given the environment she needed to be as loving as she could.
Hmm.
Like my mother's a great friend.
Hmm.
Even though like she was like, I ain't never one of your little friends. Like if she was, she'd be the best friend I've ever had.
Hmm.
But like she's never had that unconditional type nurturing love where if I made a mistake, I'ma still have someone there for me.
Right.
So I basically named it after the type of love that everybody needs. So that's where the name came from, the unconditional love, the type of access that everyone deserves. So to take that word and try to put it into action is where the pay it forward comes from, the PIF.
Hmm.
Because the concept is to basically pay it forward, but by sharing what you love. So like I was about to say if I was a poet, and he was like, "Well, you are a poet." But
It sounds just like
since
that too.
since I write some and it brings joy to some people, it's nice to write a little bit and then share that. Or like since I made this shirt and I made a shirt before and people wanted it. I was like, oh, that's cool. I made some shirts for some people. and it became like I want to be able to do what I can for people. So now like the stickers that I make, even though it's like really, really small, it it definitely it to me brings like a really big impact in people's lives. Cause even if like they're having a bad day and say they look at the back of their computer and it says like you're motivational or you are needed, hopefully for that minuscule moment, they're still reminded that unconditionally they deserve to be loved.
Right.
So that's the end goal.
Right.
And like it be able to access people of all calibers. Like say you're Obama and he's over here sipping his mug and he looks down at the same sticker that I gave someone that's homeless on the street and say it's on their trash can. I want them to still be able to access the same type of unconditional love.
Right.
So that's the long end term goal. But I want a farm. I
Oh,
want
okay.
to have a farm because I'm corny and I'm from the South and I love sleeping outside.
Hmm.
And you know how people like, oh, they're homeless by choice. Some people are. Some
Mhm.
people like the freedom of it. So I would want to have like, say it's cold or like it's rainy, like they need somewhere to go, and it's not just like a shelter where you're locked in because there's hours. When I was in the shelter, I had a job, so I had to like give them my schedule every day just to leave at night.
Hmm.
Like these are grown men. These are grown up people. Who am I to tell you you can't leave at night? So I want to be able to have a place where it actually feels like home and not just a shelter, not just a building where they're renting you out a room and you can just come in a little bit and leave a little bit. I want you to be able to like if you know how to build a shack, build your shack. Live in your shack. And maybe someone comes behind you, they know how to run electricity. We can run electricity through that shack and then we could have people live in the shack that y'all made. It would be like a pay it forward type of farm. Like
Mhm.
if you know how to make benches, come on, let's make some benches. And then we can teach people that's on the farm how to make benches. It's like I don't want to some people call it like a co-op or like a or I don't what is it called? Not like a community, but it's a commune. Some
Oh,
people
okay.
call it like a commune.
Sure.
I don't want to really call it a commune because I think of like drinking the Kool-Aid. And I'm like, we're never gonna get to that point. But
Right.
I would want it to be somewhat self-sufficient. So like we can grow our own things and like kids can come and play. There'll be like a little library there. And it will all come from the community that I've built outside of here.
Mhm.
So that's the end goal.
Okay.
All the love and all the paying it forward will all come in one place, and then it just be a community of creative people
Right.
sharing love, like
That's fire.
like like Barney or something. It'd be great.
Is that gonna be see right? So if it was drinking the Kool-Aid, that would be like the theme song, but we're not doing that part.
Yeah. But we're not
Fair
doing it
enough.
yet.
Fair
No,
enough.
no
So
Kool-Aid, no Kool-Aid.
the
Well, some Kool-Aid.
right, just not. Yeah, we got you.
Not that one.
The proper so like the proper name of the foundation is Agape Foundation PIF or like what?
I normally just say Agape Foundation,
Okay.
but like if I write it down on paper, or like if I give it to people, I write the whole thing.
Yeah.
So like they'll be like, "What is PIF?" Just for like conversation
Right.
aspect of it. Because believe it or not, I don't talk about it that much. I
Oh.
normally just hand it off and run away. You know, so
Yeah.
the runaway vibe is the PIF. So they know it's preparing it forward.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. No, that's I really like that you. So when do you want to say it started? When did this foundation start?
I want to say about 2016.
Okay.
I got serious about it about 2022.
Okay.
That's when I made like I want to say my first website. Yeah, I haven't edited it since, so don't go up there right now. But I definitely want to edit it. I got my last edit, Amuche let me put it on the page because I wanted to be sharing the community part of it,
Mhm.
to getting other people in it to like because it's not just me. Like I'm not out here. I'm not the poet of DC. There's actually a poet of DC, and I want people to know that person. I would want people to know, like, I'm not the person making these cakes that I'm handing out. This is this person. Go
Mhm.
support this person. So eventually, when I get it all together, I'm gonna have like a page up there, and I'll be like you, and I'll be able to like be like, "Hey man, you want to collab? I want to put you on the page, you know,
I
share
like,
your links,
yeah,
put your products up there, and it'll be fun because I've learned that people nowadays they charge you for advertising, and I think that's insane because if people are coming to my page to support you and vice versa, why should you have to pay for that? Why that doesn't make any sense. Love should be free. If that's literally free. That if anything, that should be free. So I want to be able to be that guy to be like I want to post you. I want to host you on my page and it actually means something, you know.
right, right, and that's fair. That's fair. I will. I do see both sides of that coin. Just because yeah, on one end we don't want to. We don't. It's unreasonable. Like a charge that I know is like literally becoming the detriment of somebody's
Yeah.
participation. We
Like
don't want.
mind you, if it's someone like you, I'm gonna charge you.
Wow.
Because you're that guy, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
You know, of
I didn't
course.
realize I
Because
was the exception. I
you
was
got
ready.
$20, you know what I'm saying? No,
I
I'm
was
just kidding. But
ready.
I
But
understand, like, if it's their job, like, if you're a
right,
promoter, you can't obviously be giving everybody free promote promos. But if you know they're a starter up and you started this business to help people and to
right,
promote people, then those people should at least get some type of starter. Hey, this person's a coming up. This person's, you know. But like someone like TV Bibby, he wouldn't need my promotion. He wouldn't need it at all. But if he came to me, yeah, and slapped me $20. Yeah, so I get the
yeah,
both aspects of it where people would charge for it because, you know, they have to make some type of something. But if you're out here just
right.
you send me this video, DM me this photo. Like I didn't even reach out to you. Why are you
You
charging me?
know, right? Yeah, yeah, the spam. That's all different story. But the PIF, the pay it forward component comes into it because if all I'm doing is trying to take people money, but I'm not doing anything to give it back, then that's a big problem. So if it's like
Yeah,
the dollar circulating, through everybody's efforts. So this was my part. Now we post you. Now we find you a feature or an opportunity, then that, that's definitely different. But I hear you, and I think in a lot of people, with integrity, are moving in each of those directions. When they know, it's like okay, we're dealing with people who that's not a big deal, then we can have those business arrangements, and then we're having where it's like, yeah, let me do some work because I remember when I was on this side. Like I said, I'll say again, I didn't just wake up, where people see me now. So it's like, yeah, that part. Like I remember, I'm not too far removed for that. I'm not too big, and I definitely want to encourage that next person that needed just a little bit of a spark to come do amazing things. So yeah, definitely salute to that. And I just appreciate that you told basically the whole story. Why it is, what it represents. I think some people might be familiar with Agape Love, some aren't. And this is the introduction. That's okay, right? So the origin of it, like, and even where you want to go with it, like just loving this ambition,
thank
for
you.
real. Yeah. So it's
Thanks
really
for getting me to talk about it. I've never put it in like a complete boom boom.
yeah, and
I'm
it
getting good at this. No, I'm
right. I'm
just
about
kidding.
to yeah, like no for real, like legit. It flowed like that's. I wouldn't if I would be. I'm shocked if you were like putting that together. Clearly, you have been. It actually has been. It's clearly a passion. It's definitely on your mind or whatever. And so like yeah, the prep there and the organizing was there, but yeah, like the statements and all that, like it was there. It just
Thank you.
happened. You did.
Thank
You know
you.
what I
Thank
mean?
you.
So no, that's really beautiful. So yeah, the long term goals have been shared and all that. As far as like more shorter term, we summer's on the way. That's a few months. The rest of the year is a handful of months. 8, 7, 8, and all that. So you have any specific goals, and of course, everything don't need to be shared, right? So but any that that you think you want to put out there as far as like this is what I like, myself and or the foundation to do.
So my short term goal is to finish these shirts. Because I have an event coming up on the 9th and the 10th. So that's extremely exciting and
9th and the 10th
nerve-wracking. Of May.
of May. Yeah.
Of May. Yeah. I'm currently doing a countdown on my TikTok and Instagram of it's a Mother's Day event. So it's the challenge is basically squeezing in
That
some.
was on me.
Oh yeah, that's the brochure. And on the back of the brochure is where we're putting all the supporters.
Right.
Everybody who like yeah, who like to the $1, $10, who brings flour in, any support. If people share the post, if they want to be put on the brochure, so I can basically um thank them for wanting to be a part of a community that shares and pays it forward. They're also going to be on that brochure. So I've been handing out a bunch of papers. Sorry, community. I'm sorry, Earth. I hope people are recycling. But it's actually hold on. So for the 10th, we're going to just basically be making cookies in Baltimore. So I know people in DC, they're like, man, I ain't driving all the way to Baltimore. I get it. I understand. Because I don't have a car right now, so I understand the bop. But it'd be very, very exciting if you could come. But if you can't come, I would definitely say at least still go on the Ronald McDonald House of Charities website and definitely check out like how amazing they are and what they do. Obviously, you don't have to donate because McDonald's makes way too much money as is. But the concept of what they do is an amazing, amazing thing.
Right.
And they take volunteers. So if you cook like every day, you can go there and cook with the kids. It's a lot of fun. So last year they let me host my first event, and it was for Valentine's Day. And I actually made shirts that year too, and it was very exciting. And the feeling alone, just being around the kids and the parents, was very, 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 very rewarding. And just to hear the parent, because mine was only like an hour and some change. So just to hear them say that time impacted them so much to just take their mind off of what the kids are going through.
Yeah.
Because the most people don't know the Ronald McDonald House of Charities is basically a is the nonprofit where families that have cancer, they don't have anywhere to like stay when they're like in John Hopkins or anything. They can sleep at their houses, and it's like a really nice house. So they don't charge them for anything. They don't charge them for the food. They don't charge them for the rent, for nothing. So when they're there, all they can focus on is the kids. And that alone is obviously very stressful because why are kids going through this?
Right.
So as a parent, knowing that there's nothing you can do to save your child for real, and you're just there to basically hold their hand and their childhood is stolen from them, that little hour of activity with the kids, it definitely is life changing for me, let alone just for the parents, just to get a little breather.
Right.
So I figured last year was for the kids for Valentine's Day, and I love my mama. I'm a huge mama's baby. So
Mhm.
this year I'm doing an event for Mother's Day, and
Right.
we're making cookies because we don't want to make cookies with their mama. And since every night they got to make dinner and they got to obviously use the kitchen, I can't make the cookies there. So I figured it would be great to have a public event since I can't bring all my hoodlums to the Ronald McDonald House. I can't scare the kids like that.
Uh-huh.
So all of my friends and everybody else, we're having an event on the 9th, which is this little ticket thing here. And we're all coming together to just basically bake the cookies that the kids are going to decorate the next day with their mom. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And I already got some RSVPs. Like every time I get an email that comes in, I'll be like, oh man, I don't know who this person is.
That's
Like actual
amazing.
people are coming. This is
Right.
crazy.
Right.
Like 'cause the whole time I'm in my head like it's just gonna be my people's. I ain't worried about nothing. I don't really got to do too much. I don't got to like think too much into it. I can just be me because
Right.
they know me already. But like now that I'm seeing like random names come in on the RSVPs, it makes it real.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we're doing this thing. It's not like last year. I don't want to call last year like thrown together, but it was like it was oh, it might happen, it might not happen. It is what it is. But this year it's like this has to happen. Like I told everybody about it, and it's definitely very, very exciting. And
Yeah.
it's you're forward feeling. to plan it. So being there is going to be exciting, and I hope everyone can come. And if you can't come, and if you're a mama and you can't come, I'll make you a shirt. If you're a pops and you can't come, you're just missing out on the vibe. Sorry, my guy. Sorry, buddies.
It's not the day it's turn right now. It's okay, right?
You
This
know,
is Mother's Day event. Yeah, no,
yeah. On the brochure, we even have a little snippet that
yeah.
says the sidekicks are the fathers.
Hmm.
So any men that come, just know you're lifting the water cases. You're doing all the manly things. It's mom's off day.
Right, and that's
Yeah. You're chasing after the kids because it's a family-free event. So families could definitely come. If you got loud kids, it's okay. It's Baltimore.
now is the location, the venue, far from any of the MARC train stops?
Actually, not at all. It's not far. The first event is near the Upton metro station, and the other event is right off the Camden station. And then you can just hop right on the one at Lexington or the one at Charles Street. But if I know you, like if you're not a psycho person, then I can definitely convince my friend to come scoop everybody up.
Yeah.
So, by all means, if anyone needs a ride, I'm definitely here to scoop people. It's a scoopable event. You get scooped.
Yes, there you go, scoopable event. So, yeah, so if you at the same event that Jared is at, you're gonna get this information. For those who might not, they just heard the spiel and they're interested, but they didn't necessarily know. It's like, where are they going? On social media or or the website. Where are they
Oh,
going to go find
where
details?
can come check me out?
Right.
So, if if you're just tuning in, if you just for some reason just tap the middle of this video, the name of the nonprofit is called Agape Foundation. Is AGAPE Foundation PIF, and that's basically on all platforms. You can go on Facebook, you can go on Instagram, and I think I'm cool enough to Google. Think that will pop up. I Googled it a few times, but my Google might be biased because obviously it's my Google.
Right.
But it's on GoDaddy. And if you have one of these, I made it simple. You can just scan this little QR code and all of that pops up. And if you end up on my Instagram, the link tree is in the bio. I learned that from y'all. Sure. I was like, what is this link tree?
Oh, link is
That's so cool. I got me one of them. I got me one of them. So that's fortunately makes it extremely easier.
yes, yes, and that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Making the engagement. Somebody that usually somebody that's had these pages, they are interested. So making it easy for them to get to, the support or the attendance and all that. That's dope. And I meant to say that earlier with the poetry and even with this foundation. When you get these RSVPs and these random comments and maybe some new follow from somebody, it's like the support also, or the appreciation for the art or the movement isn't always very, very loud, but it was there the whole time. You was on somebody's
Yeah.
mind the whole time. Somebody shared this info with the next person. You are being brought, your name is being brought into those rooms you never even was in,
Yeah.
type of
It's
situation.
exciting.
So
It's definitely exciting. It gets you giddy sometimes. You be like, oh,
yeah, a nice reminder, but it's like, yeah, don't, that immediate reaction is not the end all be all. That whatever happened
yeah.
5 seconds after you shared it. So,
That's
really
that's the
dope.
maturity of being an artist,
Yeah. Yeah,
There's
realizing.
there's there's some people like Oprah and Michael Jordan that they didn't make it to the point where somebody was like, "No, you're not it. You're
Hmm.
literally not going to be a part of my basketball team. I don't want you a part of my network. I don't want you. We don't have it." And they were like, "Man, I do have it, and I'm going to keep doing what I know and being the best me I can be."
Right.
And look at them now, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's definitely the mindset I try to give myself because, as I said before, I'm a mama's baby. So
Hmm.
I always need that instant, girl, you're doing great. But as an adult, you got to realize when you wake up and you go to sleep, even if there's someone next to you, you're still responsible for yourself.
Right.
You're still responsible for reminding yourself that you are her, you are him, you are that guy. whether you're not that guy for them, you're still that guy for you.
Right.
So even if no one came to the event and it was just me and my homies, I would still be like, it would still be satisfying.
Right.
But
Right. People are
the
gonna show
random
up.
names get me
Right.
giddy.
It's happening. It's already happening. It'll continue to be that. So yes, Mother's Day weekend. That's when we'll look out for this event, the pre-event on the 9th, and another event on the 10th.
Yeah, the one on the 10th is going to be the white collar event, the get fancy event, the actual Ronald McDonald House where I go in there with all the crates of cookies that we've made, and hopefully I'm trying to get some letters. I want some, like, because I was a soldier, and mail day was definitely one of the best morale days. Like, you looked forward to having your name called for mail. Like, those letters, it took you places.
Hmm.
And even if it wasn't from my family, getting like a letter from a child that was like, "Thank you for being you, thank you for doing you," it meant more than a letter from my mom or a letter from
Hmm.
like my sister, because of course I'm doing it for them, but it's nice to, you know that other people feel what I'm trying to do. So I want letters for the mothers of of the families that's there, or like the employees that work there, basically thanking them for their unthankful services, like, because they don't get thanked often for the things they do, like. And I want and mind you, that's free.
Right.
That's free. That's free. Y'all can doodle a little bit. You don't even gotta handwrite it. Type it up, email it to me. I'll print it out. But that right, reading the words that you don't really tell yourself is gratifying. So
Hmm.
that's what I want more than anything. So if you can't make it to Baltimore, you can still support with your letters.
Right.
Your letters, that'll be great.
There you
I
go.
need
There you
that.
go. Because I like that you had said a while ago, like whether it's whatever station a person is in life, the affirmations and the positive self talk is very important. Like I've heard highly successful people say, like put your goal or your affirmation like right there on the bathroom wall, like mirror, like
Yeah.
you got to see this repeatedly, and that's how it's going to keep being ingrained in your mind. So this is that's a very, very important part, like legitimate and real. And for you to be encouraging that or providing that, facilitating that, for people is really dope. And
Thank you.
again, yeah, self and us encouraging each other, ourselves, like starting, we got to start within, and then we have something to pour to and contribute to the society. Uh,
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
what I mean? So no, this whole everything about it is, super fire. So, you've done a fantastic job, like legitimately of promoting what's going on. So before we wrap it up though, I don't want to, I don't know if there's anything that didn't get covered yet or anything you want to leave people with, because I don't want to I want you to miss out. You've been cooking already for sure.
You're so silly. This is actually a lot of fun. I thought I was going to do horrible. I thought I was going to be up here stuttering and all that. But I do want to show the shirt
All
for
right.
the people that can't come and
Yeah.
still want to get their mama shirt. And like, what shirt? This shirt.
Right.
'Cause I made it. And on the back, I don't know if you can see it, but it's okay. On the
Right.
back, it's a crossword,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and it actually has a bunch of different languages, and it's probably one of the most exciting things I've made, since it was a collab type of vibe.
Nice.
If I met anyone who sounded like they spoke anything else, I was like, quick, what would you call your mama but in your language?
Wow.
How would you describe her? So I got a bunch of I got some Spanish words, some Yoruba
You're
words,
right. I
'cause
think so.
yeah, 'cause I work at
Nothing
an
too.
African restaurant. So that was so
Oh,
exciting.
nice.
And I ran into Arabic guy when I was getting my slushy teas in Baltimore. So I got Habibti up there, or Habiti, or however they say that's up there. So that's definitely probably one of my most exciting parts ever. Because on Valentine's Day, the shirt that I made, it said "I am loved," and on the bottom it said "Say it louder." So when you read it, it will say "I am loved, say it louder. I am loved,
Mhm.
say it louder." So on these, hopefully, it will be like a it'll be like a everybody's included type of vibe. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. And now
Yeah.
that puts things more in perspective. So on the front is the name tag. Hello, my name
Yeah,
is
oh yeah, on the
Mama.
front it says,
Yeah.
"Hello, my name is Mama." And
And
then actually this is my honor edition. So, rest in peace to all the mothers in my family. And that's these. My nana, my grandma, and my other grandma.
mhm,
So for
mhm,
the people, that's my people. Obviously, I'm not gonna put on everybody's shirt. I ain't gonna bore your shoulders. But I got my peoples up there. And for the normal people shirts, it'll just be my logo on the side.
mhm.
So that's
Understandable.
exciting.
But yeah,
And
name.
there's a text thing. I forgot. I keep forgetting things. The text code, the text Agape Mama at 53555 if you wanted to get more information.
Okay. So yeah, so social media, text number, but yeah, the name tag in the front and then the back is like more of the ways to either say mom or describe mom. It's a dope concept. Okay.
Thank you.
That's a dope concept. So
Man, I'm gonna get on Inks level one day, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a
and
jersey. It's gonna be nice. The new
right,
choice is nice. I should have
right.
grabbed it. Be like,
No question. Yeah, no, shout out to Ink. Yeah, shout out to Ink. She's definitely doing it thinking you're doing your version and we not
yeah.
comparing, we
Oh
both
no, not at all. It's just I want all the mothers that do the poetry. When I scoop down the thing,
right.
I want to see them in their shirts,
Yeah,
because
that'd
I'd
be
be so proud of her. So every time I see a shirt, I'd be like, oh, she's killing it, man. I'm so proud of everyone out there.
that's a
I
fact.
definitely their candle lights a lot of dark places. So it's no
Mm,
comparison. It's more so I definitely enjoy the warmth from the lights that they give.
yeah.
She's the only reason why I keep the shirt thing going. Cause
Wow.
I was like, yeah, she's if she out here making jerseys, I can make a shirt.
Right.
That's why. Yeah.
That's
Definitely
powerful.
no comparisons.
That's powerful.
Don't
Yeah.
beat me up. Don't beat
Yeah.
me up.
No, it ain't even about that. It's just like, doing what you do. But yeah, no, I think, yeah, I Ink sees this. I think that's going to be, incredible for her to give her, get her flowers like that are well deserved. So, I mean, you definitely did that, you know what I mean? So salute to you for that. But like, yeah, as you become inspired and make your contribution and you'll be that. It probably might be that already, for whoever the next person is. It's that whole pay it forward concept, being embodied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We
So,
all definitely make a difference. You guys make a difference in my life, and I bring that energy and hopefully share it to other people's.
yeah.
So
Even that
yeah,
so-called up, yeah, even that's that upper S, like that person, they're still a human being. So that getting fed like that helps everybody for sure.
yeah, the whole pay it forward concept. That's the
Absolutely,
goal. I
absolutely. And
take
that
my
was
love from you guys and I share it to other people.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And as you was describing, as you was, giving them flowers, those that poetry you was dropping just casually, like I heard it. Just want to point that out. I heard that too. So I like that. I think, again, we, from you as an individual, you getting into your artistry, the foundation, what it represents, both, short and long term, like that has definitely been described today. So, everybody who, those social media links out, I keep trying to remember to actually post them, like the description, but like you come across
No, I hear
those,
you. I
yeah,
hear you. This 60-day challenge is funny. I've been skipping days.
it
Don't
is
look
all
at
good.
29 and 30. It's what you watching.
It's all good. Nah, it's gonna happen. But that's why, and that's what that's what those links are for. You don't have to. This is too much. Like the movement that you're building is too much for to all have been described here anyway. You know what I mean? Despite
Yeah.
the like, oh man, I should have said, whatever. It's all good. So again, yeah, like you said, there was a lot of worrying we did off camera. You got on here and did amazing and really, did a good job of describing everything. So I truly appreciate, that you took this time with me. I hope this springboards more your own other, other guest appearances, other times to share, share what you do, keep doing the poetry, like you have a voice, you have content for the community the same way, a lot of us do, you know.
Thank you. This
Absolutely.
this was easy because you made it easy. Talking to you is easy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I was like, I'm nervous. They was like, isn't it one? I was like, I know it's one of the homies, but but definitely talking to you is it was very welcoming.
For
It was
sure.
easy.
For
So
sure.
I thank you. Thank you for having this platform to make it easy for people to share.
And I received that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So yes, once again, appreciate you. Thank you to those who are tuning in. This has been another episode of the Smart Dumb Podcast, and I hope y'all have a great one.